Hey guys, just want to take a quick rundown video of some of the birds I keep, some of the lines I breed. I just moved them over to this would be my young bird section, and they're a little wild right now, so I'm trying to keep them calm, trying to get them to give me a minute to get a good video for you. A lot of this is unscripted, so don't beat me up too much over it. Most of my birds, most of my foundation line are Oscar Carls. Oscar Carl was an old pigeon fancier out in Detroit, Michigan that bred a line of Detroit bekaerts, I believe, that were red. I acquired my birds from an old gentleman named Dick Newman. He did real well with the Oscar Carl line. Most of the Michigan guys know him. Some out-of-state guys may know him as well. He did real well back in the 70s and 80s with this line. He's kept them pure for as long as I can remember. Since I met him when I was 16, 17 years old, and I'm 32 now. He's only kept them pure in their own separate coop. Most of them will come out red, some will come out blues, blue checks, because they do have that bekaert in them. Some of the lighter color birds you may see, for instance, that older cockbird right there, that is a Bandit line off of Hapico. Some of these birds up here, the little fancy colored ones, those are chocolate bastins. Don't know if they do real well, I've never flown them. Let me calm down. I never flown them. This would be my first year of racing pigeons, so I'm basically a newbie at racing. I've been a fancier for over 20 years now. But you just want to take a quick video of some of my birds. This older cockbird here was gifted to me by Pat Turner, a good friend of mine. This is an old JoJo International Janssen pigeon. Some of the sire side was from Garden State Lofts. I believe those are Spaniard Janssens. They've been going light on eggs, so he gifted them to me. That cockbird there, that cockbird right there, and I also have another older cockbird on the ground here. Also a Janssen-based bird. Very well pedigreed birds. This bird in particular has produced race winners in most distances, primarily middle distance, but has produced in most distances. You can see some of my other birds as well. That right there is a pure Detroit bekaert. My bekaerts come from Newman, and my most recent bekaerts come from 10 Flights Pigeon Station. You can find them on Facebook and see some of their race results. This here is Big Red. He is my foundation Oscar Carl breeder. He's produced very good hens for me. Again, I don't fly, so what I mean by good hens is they've lofted great for me. I've taken them out personally to the 100 mile. They did real well. Usually my first bird's home. But apart from that, I can't tell you whether or not they're going to be great in terms of speed or in terms of winning races. They're great for me based on my standards. So I hope that not to confuse anybody with that. Like I said, most of my reds here, apart from maybe that male there, that is a, from what I understand, is a Trenton Muleman cross. I was also gifted that bird. I don't know if I'll be using him in my lines. I have not found a good Trenton or Muleman to still win races today, and I'm not 100% sure where that bird comes from. It was a gift from a good fancier friend of mine, and you know how that goes. Here's some of my Janssen-based birds here. This is my chocolate bastin line. I've been breeding those for a long time. They're just fancy birds I keep around the house for my kids and my wife. They enjoy playing with them. They enjoy the colors. I don't know what to do with these old males. They're 04 and 05. Like I said, they've been going light on eggs. I'm going to put them to young hens. I know that's the rule of thumb here, but I don't know what else I can do besides some sort of medication to get them to fill those eggs. Just maybe I can attain 1 or 2 good breeding males from them. I don't know if that's a good idea based on their age. From what I understand, as long as they still breed, you can still get something good out of them. So I'm going to give them my best. They were a gift for me from a good buddy who did real well with them for years. They were his foundation birds. And you know, you play your cards right, you'll eventually get something good out of somebody. But it's going to be just like that. Something that's old, something that's missing a few eggs here and there. So hopefully I get lucky. Like I said, my primary line are my bekaerts. Most of these bekaerts that I carry are the same bloodline as 10 Flights Pigeon Station. Let me give you a quick update. 10 Flights Pigeon Station, and I bought the complete loft from Dick Newman. So all his birds, all his bekaerts we bought at one time. The owner at 10 Flights is also my uncle, so we've been sharing birds here and there. He flies birds, and he's done real well with them. Last year was one of his best years. You can see most of his results because he posts them all on Facebook. So a lot of these birds, even though for me are not tested, they're the same bloodlines. Most of them have the same lineages, same grandsire, same grand dams. So I expect good from them, but we'll see. It's all, you know, half the battles of birds, the other half is the breeding. So let me try to move you over to my young bird section, or let me correct that, my hen section. And some of these birds are young birds from last year, just late hatches. I'm gonna try to get in there nice and calm so they don't get too crazy on me. You'll see I do have a couple almond hens. That's my chocolate bastine line. Most of my bastines are not pure. They're crossed to my bekaerts, crossed to some Janssens, crossed to some Arden. Those are some of the lines I carry. They don't always throw almonds. For instance, those little checks there, those come from 2 almond birds. That right there is a red grizzle. She is out of Voss Chalet 39, and a CBS hen. I was told it was white Delbar, but I'm not 100% sure. But that's what CBS told me. That right there is a bandit hen. My bandits come from my buddy Pat Turner. He's done real well with the bandit line. I have a little Barcelona grizzle up there. I believe it's going to be a little cockbird. That older hen you see next to them, that hen I had many years ago. I got married, started a family, got out of birds, got rid of her, and 6 years later she came back home from Maryland, and I'm in Michigan. She was never loft trained. She was never taken down the road. I don't know how she made it. All I know is I got a call from my dad saying that he got a bird home, and I was psyched to have her. I've been breeding her quite a bit to see if I can get something out of her, but I won't know until I start flying this year. Either way, she's not going to leave my loft. You know, those are only stories you read about. Rarely does it happen to you when a bird of that quality, you know, with minimum amount of effort, and she comes home. I do have a couple tiger grizzles, or what they call tiger grizzles, those little black and whites. They, from what I understand, they're black diamond, but I believe the breeding was mixed to maybe a bandit, because both parents were black and they came out real party colored. So I'm kind of thinking one of the bandit males got that little black hen, and that's where they came out from. Not a big deal. I also keep a Romanian import hen, and I've been breeding her quite a bit. She's actually right there. I'm Romanian myself, if anybody asked. I mean, whatever. I got her as a gift as well from a good buddy of mine from CDC Loft. She's a great hen. She's produced great for me. Medium-sized birds. That's primarily what I keep. I don't like to keep very large birds. I don't like to keep very small birds. That's a nice little JoJo Henson I picked up recently from Pat as well. I'm going to throw her to some of those older blues. Some of these birds I won't be breeding from. These are late hatches from last year. I'll probably put them in old bird racing just to give them a chance to show their worth, you know, to show their quality. So if I lose them, I lose them. If not, not a big deal. I know I shouldn't have bred them, but get late in the season, I just wanted to see what I can get out of my birds. If some of you may notice, I'm not an expert at racing pigeons by any means. I've had birds for over 20 years now, but I've never gotten a chance to race. Next year should be my first year, so I'm learning as I go in terms of you know, racing and breeding birds. So far, I've just bred them based on pedigrees, based on family strains, and what's produced well for me. This hen right here has been my best hen of 2013. She's out of my foundation red. She's been out to the 100-mile, and it was my first bird home. Her and her sister, but I lost her sister when a coon got in my cage and wiped away all my hens. Luckily enough, I had her in a separate box, so I still have her. I've been breeding out of her as well. That right there is a nice Detroit bekaert out of 10 Flights. And I think that's going to be a little male. I got to move him over. That's a pure Detroit bekaert out of 10 Flights as well. He's been doing real well with these birds. I just wanted to give you guys a quick rundown of what I have. You know, don't scrutinize me too much. Like I said, I'm a beginner at racing. I'll learn as I go. I'll keep you guys in tune. Primarily see what I get, see if anything in here will produce for me, apart from the one male that I do know for sure will give me something real. And I'll keep you guys in touch on these old birds. See what I can do. If you guys have any suggestions, please let me know. Like I said, I'm going to put them down to young hens, but that's as far as I know. I don't want to give them any medications to try to boost them up. I try to keep them natural as possible, other than my flying birds, but I'll give them a chance. I'll put them in separate boxes, give them young hens, and I'll give them the time they need. Hopefully they can give me something. Thanks again, guys. That's all I got for you guys this time. Like I said, shoot me a holler if you guys have any suggestions, have any questions. Not super into the YouTube scenario here, but I'm always willing to answer a question or two. Thanks, guys.